Okay, there we go.
Excellent, man. That was as smooth as it can be. In 5 weeks, that's a 10 out of 10.
I was a little nervous about that. New on Instagram here.
I mean, hey, we're opening up your eyes to new horizons, the tech future. You're embracing it.
There you go.
Hey, everybody out there, pumped to have Rodney with us today, head coach, Georgia Southern University down in Statesboro. I want to let everyone out there watching kind of know a little bit about you, a little about the program, and then we'll get into some questions. This is your 21st year that you just wrapped up at Georgia Southern. 801 career head coaching wins, 720 at Georgia Southern. Impressive. Congratulations. That is tough to do. Over 45 Eagles have been drafted, including 9 over the past 3 seasons, so they're pumping out a lot of pro guys. His teams have had over 30 wins in all but 1 year, and you're 21. That's mind-blowing. Taking them to 6 regionals, won 11 regular season or conference tournament championships, and conference coach of the year 2 times. Long-standing tradition of winning. And I think, gosh, you guys went to the College World Series in 73 and 90. So great program. Tell everyone a little bit about Georgia Southern baseball.
Well, first of all, Brian, I appreciate you having me today and appreciate all that Easton does, for Georgia Southern baseball. But I'm very fortunate, one, to be at a place where a lot of people care, from our fan base, our administration, a lot of tradition associated with our program. And I think the fact that there have been 2 head coaches at Georgia Southern in the last 45 years says a lot about Statesboro and how people feel about baseball at Georgia Southern. Our alumni and obviously been fortunate to have a lot of great players over the years, and some outstanding assistant coaches. So as you well know, a lot goes into it. It's a team effort. But Statesboro is a great college town. We have a very passionate fan base, for all our sports, and it's a special place. And I'm grateful to be a part of it.
A lot of stability going into that. 2 coaches in 45 years. That's amazing. Okay, so this season was setting up to be a really good one for you guys. You had the Sunbelt crown in your rearview mirror. You were going to go get that thing. Started the season off with a sweep. Then you dropped 4 in a row to some really good top 25 ranked teams. And from there, you end up winning 8 of your last 9 with a sweep over number 3 Georgia, rival in your home state. And in one of those games, you rack up win number 800. So what a great experience. What a roller coaster ride of baseball that kind of is. And it's tough to end the season like that, right? So you're on this high, and then boom, the season's over. So tell us about how you motivate your guys, how you keep that momentum going into 21. Tell us something about that.
Well, it was tough on all of us. I mean, every player, every coach around the country for the season to come to an abrupt end. I mean, obviously no one saw this coming, uncharted waters for everyone. But, looking at our season, going into the year, we had an older, more experienced group, and I think we were very optimistic about this team. It's a group of kids that have been together for a few years now, and it's a really fun group just to be around every day. And I'm a big believer in playing good people, especially early in the year before you get into conference play. And I think we have a really tough baseball league in the Sun Belt, very competitive conference. So I think you find out a lot by playing good people early, and we did that again this year. Had a tough week where we did lose 4 straight to Georgia Tech and on the road at East Carolina. Some tight ball games there, but we learned a lot from that. And after that, really proud of the way our team responded. As you well know, when you go through a 56-game schedule, there are going to be highs and lows, and you find out a lot about your team when you experience some adversity. We had a tough weekend up against a really good East Carolina team. It was our first weekend on the road. And to make matters worse, the bus breaks down on the way home on Sunday night. We had about a 3-hour, 45-minute delay on the side of I-95. I think we rolled back in Statesboro about 5:30 in the morning, and the guys went to class. But one thing we took from that series we saw some positive things that we did, and then we saw some things that we really, really needed to do better. And in terms of just playing a little bit harder, playing with a little more urgency, we pointed some of those things out, and our team really responded in a positive way after that. We won 8 of our next 9. As you mentioned, the 3 games against a very talented Georgia team. And one thing that we were doing, we were pitching really well, playing really good defense. I think we were second in the country in runs allowed. We had 6 shutouts in 16 games. We went whole seasons without having that many shutouts, a lot of years. So there was some pitching depth there, playing good defense, and our kids were playing with a lot of confidence. Obviously, there was a long way to go with the season, but we were excited about the start of Sunbelt play. We had a good Troy team coming in that weekend, and then boom, everything got shut down. And I think more than anything else for our guys, the way it ended, where when you're rolling, and I think we'd won seven in a row at
Yep.
that point. Everybody's having fun coming to the park. So our guys, I think right now feel like they've got some unfinished business, and fortunately for us, we have 5 seniors on this club, a talented group, but they're even better kids. All 5 have chosen to come back. Really says a lot about our commitment from our administration. They are going to pay for our seniors to come back for all the spring sports at Georgia Southern. So, we're really looking forward to next year. And I think, the way it ended, our guys had that sense that we could have make some special things happen this year. I think that's their motivation right now in the off season to come back ready for 2021.
So unfinished business is the motto. Come back and get some dubs.
That's the plan. I'm sure everybody's thinking that way.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
So what are the guys doing right now? They're all working out at home. Are they working on mental stuff? Is it physical? Are they taking some time off to let the arms rest? What does that look like?
Well, the tough thing when this all happened, everything happened so quickly. That Thursday, I mean, we're literally in the middle of practice, again, getting ready for Troy that weekend. And we find out during the middle of our practice, the NCAA came out with a statement that, the tournament was canceled, no Omaha. So, breaking that news to the team right at the end of practice was tough because we didn't have a whole lot of information to go off of. So everybody was kind of in a state of shock. But I think the good thing is we were on the front end of spring break at our place. We had a chance to gather our team again the next day. We had 24 hours to kind of let everything sink in, and I think give us all a little more perspective on what was going on and the understanding that, hey, this thing's a lot bigger than baseball right now, but also a chance to plan, hey, here's what we can do before we send our guys on their way and they all head back home. So we were able to come up with workouts for the guys to take with them. Our strength coach did a great job giving them several options depending on what they had access to in terms of equipment. So some body weight type stuff where they could still, obviously take care of their bodies and do the things they needed to do physically. And then, the one thing that we talked a lot about is which we do all the time is adversity. And hey, here we are. We're faced with it again now. And the way we always get through adversity is we got to get through it together. We got to stay connected right now. So I think we've worked really hard as a team just to stay connected. And, and
that'll push the guys. Yeah.
Yeah, we were laughing coming on. I'm not much with technology, but I'm a little better now than I was 2 months ago.
You're a little better now than you were 10 minutes ago.
Yeah. We're staying connected. I think more than anything else for our guys, they miss being around each other. We've had several guys, a lot of those guys are still paying for their apartments right now during this time. So I know several guys have been back in town just so they can hang out and be around each other. But they're doing what they can, finding batting cages to go to, getting out, finding open areas, whether it's a field or a park to throw, keep their arms in shape. And as you well know, there's so many resources now online that kids have access to, whether it's finding a workout or mental mental training type stuff. A lot that's out there.
Yep. Okay, so you were an academic All-American back in your playing day at Western Carolina. Tell the kids watching right now, how important is academics? I know you do a really good job getting your guys with really good grades over there.
Well, we're proud of our guys, and that's one thing during this time we talked a lot about trying to focus on the things that we can control. Obviously, we couldn't play baseball for a while, and I will say this: our university, they did a great job dealing with this situation with our students. All our students were able to finish the semester online. Student athlete services on campus, that's our academic support, did a great job for our guys. They could still hop on with tutors, and we finished the spring semester, actually set a program record with a 3.32 GPA as a team. So really proud of the work that our guys did there. And hey, that's what it's all about. The student comes before athlete and
Yeah.
student athlete. And so we take a lot of pride in our guys achieving at a high level in the classroom. And years ago, I can remember stepping in as a freshman. I had a privilege of playing for two great coaches, and Jack Leggett and the late Keith LeClaire at Western Carolina. And I learned right away when I stepped foot on campus that was going to be a priority. So I've been fortunate to be around a lot of good people, and I've just tried to pass that along over the years. Now that I'm a coach.
That's great stuff. And congratulations to you, your coaching staff, and all the players, because that's a pretty big accomplishment. You got to win in the class if you want to win on the field. All right, so I want to make sure that we talk about your facility out there. It's a beautiful place. J.I. Clements Field, Wiggins baseball building. Tell everyone out there watching it's a sick place. They should look online and check this thing out. Tell us all about that.
Yeah, well, we're fortunate. Like I said, we're very blessed. We're at a place where a lot of people care, and a lot of people take a lot of pride in that facility. We've kind of done things in phases over the year with our facility. Back in 2005, the stadium area was renovated, and it's been a great surface for many years. I think people will tell you that have played there, and people that have come in and played at Georgia Southern, we've always had a nice surface to play on. Ray Malone and our grounds crew, those guys do a great job. They take a lot of pride in providing a first-class surface. But seats about 3,000. We have sky boxes. All that was done in 2005. Back in 2017, we kind of continued to add on. We put in a new wall back in 2017 with a blue monster in right field. And kind of the cool thing about it, we've actually got a built-in manual scoreboard inside the wall.
I heard that.
Similar to what you would see at Fenway Park, where the guy manually changes scores out, keeps up with the score during the game from behind there. And also added the new video board, that same year. And this past year added the LED lights. We can do a lot of cool stuff, with that. So, again, just constantly trying to improve. Then our clubhouse, you mentioned the Wiggins building earlier. That was actually built under Jack Stallings, under his watch. And I can remember back in those days, I was at Western Carolina still coming down and seeing that go up and thinking, man, what a great facility. And, that houses our players' locker room, coaches' offices. We have space downstairs where we can watch video and kind of a multi-purpose area as well. So, everything that a player needs, batting cages down the left field line that are covered. So everything that we need for our players to develop.
It's awesome. I mean, you hit it a few times. The school takes pride in the program and all your programs, and you built a facility where the players want to come. You got a park that's great for fans, and it's improving every year. Georgia Southern, man, great tradition of winning down there. We're proud to have you guys as a member of Team Easton. Any last comments out there? A little tip for anyone at home trying to train right now?
Well, hey, I think you know as well as I do, regardless of the situation, the great ones are going to get out there and find a way to get their work in. And I know, obviously these are unprecedented times, but you got to get creative, and there are always ways to get better. Whether it's getting an Easton catch net and a tee and hitting into that thing. We've got one of those set up in the backyard. Actually, kind of our quarantine project with my two boys. We've got a batting cage going up right now. We've got to finish that off next week. So
nice.
There's ways to get better.
That's right. Just keep plugging away. Hey, Rodney, we appreciate you being on. Love Georgia Southern baseball. Man, stay safe, stay ready out there, get your guys back on the field. Thanks for joining us today.
Well, Brian, we appreciate you having me on, and appreciate all that Easton does. Greg Barton's our rep, does a great job. The service is great. Our kids love the bats, love the gloves as well. By the way, so we're proud to be a part of Team Easton.
Thank you. Hey, have a good one, everybody. Thanks for tuning in. Rodney, we'll catch you soon, man.
Take care, Brian. Stay safe.
All right, bye.